I don't know how long it's been since I last even sniffed anything having to do with TNA wrestling, and I am so thankful for doing so. If you have never heard of TNA before, then you are one of the fortunate ones. TNA is to pro wrestling as LJN is to video games. I went out of my way to reading the spoilers for the latest TV tapings, and I feel like my brain turned into slush for reading about what kind of nonsense is going to burn inside the retinas of 200,000 people. I honestly can't believe the inconsistent storylines, irrational decision-making, high school-level booking, and techie drama in nearly every segment of these last tapings. In summary, they're doing a horrible job at that. Stop me if you heard this before. Even with new ownership, it's still the same chicken nugget-brained individual plunging the show off a cliff, John Gaburick. He was employed by WWE until 2013 until he was fired. TNA hired him as a creative writer and talent relations, even though he has no experience or background doing either. Would you trust this walrus of a human being to use his creativity and help your product along? No. Hire a real fucking writer. Allow me to explain why he's the worst TNA official ever. And trust me, many personnel have been pretty bad. Is he even worse than Dixie Carter? Well, I guess she has to be even worse for hiring him, but allow me to explain why he's still garbage. Oh, and spoilers incoming to those that happen to watch this early on. Many storylines he books just flip without any rhyme or reason. Does Maria still have authoritative power or not? Is Braxton Sutter and Laurel still dating or not? Does the Grand Champion still follow MMA rules or is it just another title now? Nobody is going to watch a show with storylines are this difficult or nonsensical to follow. This is completely unacceptable by television standards, and when compared to any given scripted television program on the air, this is an utter joke. I have heard how Davey and Eddie was one of your most anticipated feuds. Well, I give my hats off to him because now, it's absolute garbage. They by themselves would have been completely fine. Not only is dragging their wives into their feud destroying all the tension and emotion and is completely ridiculous, but it doesn't make any lick of sense whatsoever. He's taken one of their biggest storylines and threw it down the toilet. While I'm at it, newsflash, it's 2017 and nobody gives a crap about Angelina Love anymore. Marketing her is like trying to catch lightning in a bottle, and everything that she gets involved in makes fans sick to their stomachs. It did the product so much good when she wasn't around, because new talent had room to develop and flourish. There was absolutely no reason to bring her back, and their abysmal numbers don't lie. James Storm's value has rapidly diminished that you can no longer see it through a microscope. They insist on keeping him around but can't think of anything for him to do other than just throw him into countless cookie-cutter stables. Imagine if AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, people actually making nice stints in WWE, and the other originals decided they wanted to stay with TNA. What exactly for? If you're capable of creating household names like Eli Drake, Jade, and the Wolves, what do you need these fossils for? It's one thing to establish legends like WWE does, but this is a much smaller company that can't even afford to book any live events, just because how bad their television is. It's like opting to pick an old, slow computer with viruses over something that's fast, new, and holds a lot of storage. It makes no sense. Gaburick got rid of many talents including Rebel and Raquel just because they can't wrestle. Well, why even hire them in the first place? TNA claims to be the top promotion in the world, yet they can't even bother to have somebody go to the gym with their talents and teach them how to work. It's pathetic. You know where most of TNA's talent learn how to wrestle? From WWE. Go figure. And check this. In the 4 years Gaburick has been in power, viewership dropped by over 90%. Yeah. When TV shows typically lose viewers, the show either gets canned, or they replaced some of their writers. It doesn't cease to amaze us viewers how he is still allowed to write and sign talent for this show after multiple cancellations and millions of loyal fans quit watching altogether. John Gaburick is clearly not fit for his positions at TNA, and hiring him for these roles is like hiring a toddler to fly a plane, and many toddler can express more creativity, vision, and common sense. I have written a just as detailed complaint to Anthem, to urge them to remove him from the company. Not like I should care, but 2017 could very well need a great start after all. Since Gaburick's hiring, the company has gone from being the second biggest wrestling promotion in the country to borderline insolvency and on the brink of bankruptcy. Had Billy Corgan managed to claim majority ownership, he would definitely have shit-canned Gaburick, so that proves at least somebody in management had decent intellect. If Anthem insists on keeping him, then they should expect major disappointment in their finances, and they will fold TNA if it's in their best interest. Lucha Underground consumes millions of dollars each season to only churn out not even 1/5 of a million viewers. Gaburick, you have no credibility as a writer, and the damage that you have brought on this company is monumental. Let's stop Dixie's influence once and for all, otherwise what is really the point of this promotion?